tell me, what's the one thing the world assumes about influencers that completely feels false in your experience?
ये तो बहुत खुश हैं, इनकी लाइफ तो बहुत अच्छी है, ये तो मजे मार रहे हैं. There's a person that the audience sees, there's a person that I have to be when I meet people, and there's a person that only I know. The biggest problem is whenever I'm on a vacation, you know what my mind is running, your mind is never off. Like, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine, I said 7-8 बजे तू घर आ गया, you switch off your laptop, now you can just relax, chill, watch a movie. I said I cannot do that. Everything is hard, but no one recognizes that our job is hard. It'll rip apart pieces of you bit by bit because
Yeah,
you get so much of validation, you get so much of fame. एक दो दिन बाद it stopped.
Correct.
And I realized I was just feeling a little empty. I'm just a soul trying to make sense of the world, ultimately knowing nothing matters, but slowly getting there.
Chetan Goyal is one of India's most recognizable digital comedians, known for his uniquely calm humor and viral sketches on life, work, and everything in between. A storyteller at heart, his content blends satire with sincerity, making him a refreshing voice in the new wave of Indian creators redefining comedy online.
Do you ever feel like Chetan Goyal the person and Chetan Goyal the influencer are two different people?
I feel that every moment I feel, because right now it has become like, you know, there's a person that the audience sees, there's a person that I have to be when I meet people, and there's a person that only I know. So there are, you know, there is a difference. Like when you were talking Abhi and you said, na, ki, I can't believe you're serious in life. So that happens with me because there is a lot for every creator, I feel, for every artist, there's a lot to them apart from their art,
Obviously.
which the audience doesn't see. So for me, I would say, yeah, there is.
There is.
There is.
What is the very big stark difference you feel how people perceive you and how you perceive yourself?
I guess how people perceive me, especially because of the content I make, comedy, it's just like, हाँ ये तो बस करता है, ये तो बस fun है, ये है. But when many times it has happened, you know, when I'm talking to people and then I have depth in me, I feel. So then they're like, यार आपसे उम्मीद नहीं थी, आप इतनी serious बातें कैसे कर लेते हो? So that is one difference. But I kind of now enjoy it because I'm like, हाँ मेरे को मजा आता है when people meet me, and especially, you know, I make a lot of baniya content. And so people think that that is who I am. But in reality, that is not the truth. That is just a show, a facade which I'm putting up for the audience, the people, because it sells. So yeah, there is.
And also it's kind of true. So last night I was going through your content to see, you know, what kind of work you do. And I'm a banya, and I actually feel like a lot of it is really, really true.
It is true. It is
Yeah.
true, 100%. But coming back to your question, there's a lot to me, to my personality, to who Chetan is, that nobody knows. Like it's just very close friends of mine, or maybe not even them. It's just me. So yeah, there is a difference.
But I think we all have faces that only we are aware of. Our family and friends may be aware of, but the world doesn't know, right? We all wear different masks in different situations. We are who we are truly to ourselves, I think, only with ourselves, or maybe our partners who really truly get to know us over the years if you have a constant partner. But I think otherwise, we all wear faces. We are something in front of the world, we are something in front of our colleagues, we are different in different situations. So I think सबके बहुत सारे faces होते हैं.
But you know what I feel the difference is, when you're an artist and when you're a public figure or a celebrity or a creator, so one particular face of yours gets etched into people's memories.
That's true.
So your one face can overpower all your faces. So then now it's a choice whether you keep up that face or you disappoint people. So that's a constant struggle that you go through. Like I was watching this documentary on Shah Rukh Khan. So you know, he said that now he doesn't know what is real and what is not. He said that in his real life also he blinks his eyes and he's like, now I'm not me. I am Shah Rukh Khan, the person that people want to see.
Yeah, that persona he's built over the years.
Yeah, and then that persona becomes you, and then you forget who is you. So it's quite a, I don't know, it's quite a tussle, I feel, that every artist goes through.
But I think that artist has somewhere subconsciously already decided, right? That's going to happen. Because when you start off, you already start to, you're aiming that everybody loves me. So then you're doing everything for that love and validation. So it means you're already treading towards that foggy line.
But that's the most beautiful part of it now, or the most saddest part of it, that first you want to become famous, you know, first you want everyone to love you, and then after a point you're like, oh, now I want some peace, now I want some personal space, now I don't want people to, you know, many times recognize me or many times talk to me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want, no, I want to be normal,
Normality, yeah.
you know, like that.
Just
Like,
pick up a coffee, no one knows who you are.
yes, like I was watching this interview, Virat Kohli ka, and someone asked him that what is the one thing that you miss the most, and he said, you know, what I miss the most is just walking on the road being myself. And मैं कहा यार वाह, मतलब then you understand someone's psychology. Like I am though at not that level obviously, but someone who's at that level, who's achieved everything, now you ask him what do you want, and he's like, I just want to be normal. So that's very funny, I
Yeah.
feel.
I think it's a paradox, right, in life,
Yeah.
that we chase something and we want it so badly. And that happens with all of us in different ways. I'm sure it happens with artists in this particular way, but it happens with all of us. We chase something so badly. Like, I think there was a time in my life where I was so busy with so many things, and I would just wait that I would get a day free. But then when I was young, I was waiting to be busy. When I was 18, 19, I used to watch, you know, I used to intern at one of the fashion houses in London. And I used to see these girls who were constantly busy, typing, phone, this, running around. And I used to be like, you know, I wish I'm like them one day. But when that life comes, I'm like, no. So I think that's just how life is, right? You chase, you chase, you chase. You get there and then you're like, no, you know what? I want to like...
Yeah, and that's exactly, you know, why whenever anyone asks me na that, what's your goal in life? Now I say I have no goal in life. Because for me, like, I know goals motivate people a lot and that's very good. But for me, what I've realized is that any goal that I have is just my ego projecting happiness in the future. Like, for example, if I have a goal that, you know, maybe I want to hit 500k followers, it's okay to motivate me for a while and
Yeah.
get me off the bed. But if I'm constantly hooked onto that goal, then I feel like, you know, हाँ, जब वो हो जाएगा फिर क्या? Then again the next day I'll be like, where is my next goal? Then and again chase after that. So I feel like it's a very different hustle. You
I
have
think
to figure it out somewhere.
what you're saying is very correct. Those projections that we make thinking that will make us happy is never actually going to be the reason for happiness. Yes, I do think they can be motivation. Like you said, you want to reach 500k, for example, and it gets you out of bed, gets you to shoot, gets you to make really good content, gets you to discover different side of yourself or the business you're in. All those factors will happen. But I think the happiness lies in experiencing those things. I don't think it lies in that 500k. I don't think any goal we set out and we reach then we're like, wow, I don't think we ever feel like that. I think processing it and going through it is the happiness part. I don't know how people see it, but I've been through enough stages in my life and milestones, and every time I did set a milestone, yes, the milestone, when you get there you feel satisfaction.
Yeah.
But I don't think the milestone itself is happiness. I think getting to the milestone is more of a
It's a very
happiness.
fleeting pleasure. It just like stays for 1 day, 2 day, and then you're like, हाँ अब क्या?
Because also there's, as humans, we're not content, right? We won't be like, okay, 500k ho gaya, wow, I've reached the end. Then you'll be like, I should be at 1 million. Because in that process of getting to 500k, you have already seen that 500k is not enough. So I think it keeps moving. That goal
The
post
goalpost
keeps
keeps moving, but you have to make it stop.
Really.
somewhere.
So tell me, what's the one thing the world assumes about influencers that completely feels false in your experience?
ये तो बहुत खुश हैं. इनकी लाइफ तो बहुत अच्छी है. ये तो मजे मार रहे हैं. See, I'll tell you what, one thing, and this is coming, I guess, from every influencer can relate it to. Everything in life is hard, right? Running a business is hard. Preparing for an IAS exam is hard. Preparing for CA is hard. And the level of hard depends on everything.
Correct.
But I guess the biggest reason why influencers feel sometimes very isolated is that no one recognizes the hard in our profession.
It's true. People think all you do is pose with things, make fun content, and you get paid for it, and
Yes.
it's fancy.
And it's fancy. और वो कुछ लोगों के लिए होता भी आसान, जैसे फैशन इन्फ्लुएंसर्स के लिए. Sorry. But overall, if you see, the point is that everything is hard, but no one recognizes that our job is hard. Like for me, for example, I'll tell you, when I talk to my friends, what do they tell me every day? हाँ भाई तेरा तो बढ़िया एक वीडियो बनाएगा, डाल देगा, पैसे आ रहे घर पे. But they don't understand the tussle that goes behind it. Like for a creator, like if I talk about myself, my brain is never off. It's 24/7 running. if I'm on a vacation, like why do you take a vacation? You take a vacation to detox
And to switch off from your
and to
current
switch
world.
off.
Yeah.
No, for a creator, for an influencer, the biggest problem is whenever I'm on a vacation, you know what my mind is running? How can I commercialize this moment? Okay, I'm finally out of my house. I'm out of Delhi. I'm in a foreign exotic location. Chetan, use this background, use this setting, make some content. So
You're working there.
so even when you're on a vacation, your mind is never off. So that takes a toll on your mental health as a
Of course.
creator. And like I've realized this one thing. Even if I made one video a day, for example, कितनी देर लगती है? 90 सेकंड की वीडियो है. For me, sometimes to think, write and shoot and upload takes 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Many times. Because it's like I got an idea, I'll just pick up the camera. Because my content is also not very edit heavy. I just have to talk and it's comedy. So many times it happens कि 5 मिनट की वीडियो है. 5 मिनट लगे वीडियो बनाने में पूरी. After that, the entire day, I'm like, what have I done today? You never get that feeling that you've done something.
True.
Like, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, when you come back from your office, या तू जॉब से घर आया 7-8 बजे तू घर आ गया, you switch off your laptop, you come home, you know you've done your day, your day is
Yeah.
over. Now you can just relax, chill, watch a movie. I said, I cannot do that. I'm not able to do that. My brain never switches off. It's only when I've had a full day of shoot कि मैं कोई 6 घंटे का शूट कर रहा हूँ, I may be shooting an ad या कोई शूट ही इतना heavy है that when I come back home after that, then I feel like, oh, now I've done something, now I can relax.
Yeah.
So I feel as a creator, as an influencer, that is one thing that when people look at it, and I agree, I'm not saying that creating content is as hard as preparing for an IAS exam. I'm not saying that. But I just want to tell the audience that I know it looks very rosy. I know it looks very beautiful, but it's not. It's not.
Also, now that you're saying it and I see your angle, the amount of dissatisfaction that might be coming into the fact that am I good enough or not? So if I go to an office job, for example, I'm a banker or I work in the retail space or wherever, my validation of good enough comes from the pay. Right? I have done well. I got promoted. My 3 months went well. My success is showing in terms of money coming in. But I think for an influencer, a content creator, you guys have money coming in for content. Right? So, but I don't think that is like, I don't know, a flag to say, yes, you're great. I think in the end, the satisfaction or the achievement milestone validation comes from likes, I don't know, praises, or a lot of people reaching out to you. I don't know how it works.
And that's the most tricky part. It's like, suppose, like I gave my friend this example. My friend, like a friend of mine, मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा, मुझे गालियाँ पड़ेंगी बाद में. A friend of mine has been running a business since say 5 years, right? Now I don't know what he's doing every day. I'm not going to his office.
Yeah,
I don't see the decision he makes every day.
correct.
I don't see it. All I know is he's running a business. And say, for example, in 5 years, maybe he buys a Mercedes, he buys a Range Rover. So I'll say he's doing good.
Yeah,
And if he sells his house, I'll say he's doing bad. That's all I can assume from the outside.
correct.
But as a creator, I upload a video every day. Everyone has an opinion and can look at my decision every day.
Very true.
So everyone can judge my work any day, 24/7 online. He can come up to me and say, I can't go up to him and say, यार तूने ना कल अपनी फैक्ट्री में वो गलत काम करा, because I don't know it. But he can come up to me and say, यार कल वाली वीडियो चली नहीं चेतन, कल वाली वीडियो पे व्यूज नहीं आए चेतन.
So you are actually almost like, you know, presented to be judged
Exactly.
every day.
So everyone has an opinion on our work 24/7 online. So that is what gets tough, because then they can easily compare you कि अरे यार वो उसने तो तेरे बाद वीडियो बनानी शुरू करी थी, वो तो आज 1 मिलियन पे पहुंच गया चेतन, तू तो. It's just very casual comments. So I've also started telling my friends कि अबे वो ब्रांड तो 100 करोड़ कर रहा है, तू कर रहा है क्या? And then they understand. They're like, हाँ मैं कहा अब समझ आया कैसा फील होना, चुप रहे. So that is what happens, because being online, you're constantly under public scrutiny. And because this is what I used to wonder when I started making content. I was like, यार इतना आसान तो नहीं हो सकता कि आप घर बैठे वीडियो बना रहे हो, आपको पैसे भी मिल रहे हैं, आपको फेम भी मिल रहा है, आपको फॉलोअर्स भी मिल रहा है, रिवॉर्ड बहुत है, रिस्क का है. मैं को कुछ तो होगा, ऐसा तो है नहीं. वो ये है जो विच यू अंडरस्टैंड आफ्टर अ वाइल.
The risk of mental health, I think.
100% the risk of mental. And I really don't want to, you know, होता क्या है,
No, I'm not saying
No, no.
that you should criticize it and say it's such a bad
Yeah,
thing or
because-
not like that. We're just talking about the realities of it, because what happens, like you said, to people it looks very rosy, to people it looks very easy, but because you've done it for so long, you're talking about the harsh realities of
Yeah.
it. And people don't accept it, especially, the new generation. Everyone wants to go into YouTubing, everyone wants to go into content creating, everyone wants to, they should have a plan, and they should be
100%.
ready for the challenges that you're talking about today.
100%. Like if there's anyone who wants to become a creator, because now it is the thing, I would just tell them one thing, that first of all, get into it. It's good, but you have to understand that your core has to be very strong, because it'll rip apart pieces of you bit by bit, because
Yeah,
you get so much of validation, you get so much of fame. The amount of likes or approval you can get in a week, people don't get that in a lifetime.
Also true.
So you have to, because this happened with me. I remember this. I've been creating content since 5 years. So around 3-4 years ago, like one of my videos got viral, और तब मेरे ना इंस्टाग्राम पे नोटिफिकेशंस ऑन थे. तो क्या होता है, जब आपका कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा कंटेंट जा रहा होता है, तो यू गेट अ, जैसे लाइक्स 100, फॉलोअर्स 100, कमेंट्स 100 के ऊपर वो दिखाता नहीं. तो आई वाज गेटिंग हाई ऑन दैट कि वो 100 एक दो दिन बाद इट स्टॉप्ड.
Correct.
एंड आई रियलाइज आई वाज फीलिंग अ लिटिल एम्प्टी. यार ये तो बंद हो गया, ये ऐसे. एंड दैट डे आई रियलाइज, ओ नाउ आई एम गेटिंग इनटू दैट जोन. एंड फ्रॉम दैट डे आई हैव टर्न्ड ऑफ माय Instagram notification. Like, I don't get that.
Oh, so you're not relying on that anymore.
Yeah, because I had to, because if I keep doing that, then I cannot be a happy person.
Correct. And how long can you rely on that for self-worth? Because what happens is you start relating it to self-worth, right? Look, I'm getting so much of this. My worth is so much. I am definitely worth something. और किसी को नहीं मिल रहा, मुझे तो मिल रहा है.
मुझे तो मिल रहा है. तो it takes a toll on you, but like, I guess that is the one hazard of this job. That is the only hazard. If you just keep yourself happy, if you can take care of your mental health, if you can take care of yourself, your emotions, I feel then everything will be good. Because see, one more thing is what I also feel is, suppose you're feeling sad, what will you do? You'll either talk to your parents,
Yeah.
you'll talk to your family, you'll talk to your partner, you'll talk to your kids, or you'll process it yourself.
Yeah, correct.
Now, as an influencer, you also have this atom bomb in your hand, that whenever तुम्हारा mood off है, you just upload a story on Instagram, maybe typing out your thoughts, or like, not a good day today, had this falana dhimkana. You write it out, which is okay. अब होगा क्या, rather than processing your emotion yourself, you've again given it to the algorithm. And you've got lakhs of people following you. उसमें से 5 तो reply कर ही देंगे. Oh, we love you, take care, stay humble, stay blah, falana. Now again you haven't processed your thing, and you've again given it to the algo, and again तुम्हें लोगों ने छोटा सा dopamine rush दे दिया कि we love you, don't feel sad, don't feel down, and you're again in the same loop.
So it's almost devilish, right? Because even your negative feelings are being validated by people
Exactly.
you don't know.
And I feel like your negative feelings have to be first validated and processed by you,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then you do it on the gram.
Whatever you're feeling bad about, sad about, it's an internal problem. It has to be fixed internally. Yes, you can externally fix it by talking to a therapist, parents, friends, whoever. But in the end process, only you can do.
Yes.
And if you leave that process to, I don't know, an algorithm, yeah, that's scary actually.
And then also what happens is, and there's another twist to it, because that's why I find it's so hard to navigate this space, because then you feel like, okay, there is an audience, and I'm sharing everything with them. I'm sharing my happiness, my highs. Sometimes you feel like, oh yeah, maybe it's time to share my lows also.
Yeah, they should know the whole me.
Yeah, they should know the whole me. But the moment you share your low, first this happened, what I just told, and then people also start saying ki sympathy mang raha hai.
What are you crying about?
Why are you crying about? So it's such a tough space. It's such a gray area to navigate, that you have to really be sane.
You're actually right. I mean, I do very little doom scrolling, but if I have ever come across some random reel where somebody's like, hey, Insta fam, I have come on today to talk about a very hard day I've had. And they talk about something frivolous that's
Yeah.
bad that's happened. And you think to yourself, really? Like, that's an issue? Like I've actually had that thought, like, really, that's an issue and you're talking about it and you're crying about it for what? But again, like you said, I don't know what the reality of that person
Exactly.
is,
Yeah,
why they're
what
seeking
they're
that
going
sympathy,
through.
what they're going through, and maybe they wanted to share a dark moment to seem human.
To seem
Because
human.
everything happy also doesn't seem human anymore.
Exactly. So it's a very, you know, it's a very tough space. Like someone might be sharing an emotional moment just to maybe just to share.
Yeah.
Maybe just to connect to their audience in a more human when genuinely you feel like sharing. But you know, then maybe I can also judge them, which is wrong.
Correct.
So it's a very, you know, it's a very tricky space, social media.
I completely agree. How do you balance authenticity with the pressure of always performing for the algorithm?
अब सो मेरा क्या मानना है, मेरा एक फंडा है लाइफ में कि यू नो हर इंसान अपने जीवन में जो भी काम करता है अपनी ज़रूरत और मजबूरी के हिसाब से करता है. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि मेरी ज़रूरत क्या है और मेरी मजबूरी क्या है. बिकॉज वट कैन हैपन इज लाइक सपोज इन टर्म्स ऑफ द कॉन्टेंट यू क्रिएट, नाउ यू बीइंग सो ऑथेंटिक दैट you feeling good about yourself but the audience isn't accepting that
Yeah, or
For-
connecting to it.
or connecting to it. And then you're like, यार मुझे तो Instagram से पैसे कमाने थे, मुझे Instagram से followers कमाने थे, बट वो होता है ना प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट, कंटेंट मार्केट फिट ही नहीं हो रहा क्योंकि आप इतने ऑथेंटिक हो रहे हो कि नो वन रिलेटिंग टू यू. तो एक तो ये हो गया, और दूसरा होगा कि आपने इतना ही ऑडियंस के लिए परफॉर्म कर लिया कि you're like
You've
where is me,
forgotten, yeah.
where is me. So I guess it's a very personal choice that do you serve the audience or do you serve yourself. If you ask me, I try to create a balance between both because I know that I cannot keep serving myself also all the time because मेरी ज़रूरत और मजबूरियाँ मुझे पता है. I want to grow more on this platform. I want to be more famous. For me, this is just, I just want to mint money. So I have to give the audience what they want also. And then sometimes I do what I want to do. So for me, though, it's a balancing act.
Yeah, because I think it's a very tough line also because, you know, like you very clearly said, one is being authentic, but then again, it's like, will this authentic content fly?
Yeah.
Will it bring me fame and money? Which is what people begin with, right? The goal for everybody by and large would be fame and money. Otherwise, I don't know why they're doing it.
No, you know, and that's where one thing which I would suggest every creator also, upcoming or current, is that do not lie to yourself.
Yeah.
I feel that happens a lot because you know I've been in Bombay also and I've been around actors also. अब होता क्या है? There's a part of you inside that really just actually wants money, that wants fame, but you're too scared to accept it.
And say it.
Say it. So you'll camouflage it by कि यार मेरे को तो ना आर्ट में जाना है, मेरे को तो ना वो ऑथेंटिक होते हैं ना
Best
वो
actor बनना है.
बेस्ट एक्टर बनना है, which is not wrong. I'm just saying keep questioning yourself every month, every week, every year. What is it that I want truly? Because I fell into this trap when I started my journey into when I was training as an actor and everything. I just wanted art. I was like, I just want to be an artist. I just want to be the best actor on or everything. Not realizing that I'm saying all of this because I have the privilege of money from my family.
Yeah, correct.
It's only after a point of time I realized that, oh, you can very easily say money doesn't matter because you have the money in your bank. So then I realized, no, I would be better off having a Mercedes and a convertible in my house and being a medium actor than being the best actor but still not able to pay my rent. You know,
Correct, yeah.
so I guess everyone should really ask themselves, like as a creator, if I ask myself, there was a point of time in my journey in between where I was like, I'm just gonna make what I wanna make. But then I realized, no, Chetan, no matter how much I rely, how much I deny it, your Bania DNA is intact.
It's going to shine.
You have to mint money. You want to mint money. I want to live a good life. So it's like, okay, now I guess I'm going to gravitate more towards serving the audience what they want because I have a limited shelf life also as a creator, as a human being also. So let's just mint money and have fun. So I guess that depends. You have to really be truthful to you because that I see so many creators coming on their Instagram stories and saying, guys, I'm just here to spread happiness and spread love. घंटा काय का spread happy. मत झूठ बोल. कौन बताओ इतना बड़ा कोई है जो यहाँ पे सिर्फ हैप्पीनेस स्प्रेड करने आया है?
True.
किसको झूठ बोलो हाँ मैं पैसे भी कमाना चाहता हूँ और उस प्रोसेस में आप लोग भी खुश हो रहे हो तो अच्छी बात है. इफ आई आस्क दैट क्रिएटर कि मैं तेरे से 10 ब्रांड डील ले लूँ, तेरे को तू 6 महीने तक पैसे नहीं कमाएगा, क्या तू बनाएगा कंटेंट? बस तेरे को 5 लोग आगे बोल रहे हैं भैया बहुत अच्छी वीडियो बनाते हो आप, will you do it?
No, they won't.
They won't. So I'm saying just be very truthful to yourself.
Yeah, I don't think. I think in so many professions, it is very obvious that you're there for the money.
Yeah.
But I think in a space like this, in a space of creativity, any creative line, it's very easy to say I'm here for just for the creativity, because it gets camouflaged with the creativity. But I think ultimately, every human being, ultimately any and every human being, wants love, wants validation, and wants I wouldn't say money just in terms of money, but success. And success is money.
True.
If a company doesn't make money, it's unsuccessful, right? Even if it's successful, and if a company is successful, automatically we have assumed they have made money.
Agreed.
So I think it works hand in hand.
And there are few people, I would say there are few artists who do it for the sake of doing it, who do the art for the sake of doing the art, and they're actually doing it just for the sake of that. But you see it, वो आपको पता चलता है यार ये वो वाला आर्टिस्ट है.
Also must be rare.
वेरी रेयर बट होते हैं. बट मैं लोगों को बस ये बोलता हूँ कि यार अपने आप से पूछ लो कि मेरा मेरा अपना सच जान लो क्या है, एंड देयर इज नथिंग रॉन्ग इन दैट.
Yeah, there isn't.
Like what I have realized is that, and this is one thing that I learned really from Shah Rukh Khan, because I was actually in a space few years ago where I was very confused. I was like, there is a part of me that really wants to go into art. Like, you know, I love reading poetry. When I was training as an actor in Bombay, I was actually doing Al Pacino ke monologues in English. I was watching world cinema. So there's a whole side of me which is very, I would say, intellectual. And maybe I wanted to dive deep into that. But another side of me told me that if I go this way, I don't know how will it translate to money. It'll take a lot of time.
Correct.
And maybe when I started creating content, there was a side of me that said that maybe start reading poetry, maybe, you know, start a book club. But then there's another side that told me that 5 views से ज़्यादा नहीं आएंगे. You know, entertainment is gonna sell, comedy is gonna sell. So I made a conscious choice that, okay, I'm gonna do this, which is gonna serve my bank account, which is gonna serve my lifestyle, which is gonna serve my wishes. And this part of me also I'll indulge in at a personal level. And maybe someday I'll express it to the world slowly and slowly. So I guess you need to be very smart about it. And like मैं शाहरुख खान की इंटरव्यू दे रहा, वो बेस्ट लाइन थी उनकी कि गुर्बत में क्रिएटिविटी नहीं होती. गुर्बत इज गरीबी. गरीबी में क्रिएटिविटी नहीं होती. फर्स्ट बिकम रिच, देन बिकम अ फिलोसफर. So I just tell, because I have been in Bombay. I see actor friends around me, people who've crossed 28, 30, 32,
Struggling to get a spot.
struggling to find work, and they're so talented, they're so hardworking, they're so nice people, but they're just stuck in something right now that, you know, they're still taking money from their parents, and I know how hard it is for them. So for anyone who's getting into content creation, who's becoming an artist, I would just say, please, please, please do not disregard money in the name of art. आपकी पोयम आपके घर की EMI नहीं भरेगी. That will be paid by Gandhi ji. So work towards Gandhi ji.
Yeah, it's the harsh truth of life. You know, while speaking to you, something came to me. Would you ever do stand-up comedy?
Oh, that's one question I've been asking myself a lot. And I had just had a conversation few days ago with someone also. That has been on the card since many years, but I've been delaying
Yeah, I
it.
think that's something you should consider.
I have been delaying it because I don't know. I have a little stage fright, I feel like. But yeah, I've done few open mics. Like I've tasted that a little. I went to my college also, did something. But it's a very different art form, bhai.
Yeah, correct. Obviously,
And
it
it's
is.
such a like hats off to all the stand-up comics who do it. लगता आसान है भाई, proper craft है वो.
Yeah,
Proper
because
craft
there's
है.
no edit. Everybody who's creating content, you always know it's okay if it went wrong, edit ho jayega.
Yeah, there is
But
no edit.
there's no edit.
It's a whole different art form.
Yeah, it is. No, but I think you'll be good at it. I've seen your content and I've seen what you do, and now that I'm speaking with you, I think there's huge scope there.
I will. I think I finally got another signal to just at least try it.
So let's move on to speaking about highs and validation. Is there such a thing as being addicted to validation, like comments, likes, and views? I know people by and large say, no, we realize in our journey it's not important. But tell me truly, is it, true that one does get addicted to it? Because you've been in it for now 5 years and you've gone to a space where really you wake up to all those likes, comments, and hearts, and I don't know, people saying you're the best, and messages and DMs. And have you noticed what have you noticed about yourself? How do you play out to that?
Kevin Hart said a very beautiful thing that, fame is like cocaine. You do get addicted to it, and it's the worst drug in the world because once you get addicted to it, you want it all the time. So uh, I like it. I'm not gonna deny it.
Yeah.
I wish I was at a stage कि मैं इन सब से ऊपर उठ चुका हूँ. मैं नहीं उठा हूँ. Whenever I go out in public, when I'm in Delhi, there is a part of me that is always on the watch out कि अरे कोई पहचान रहा है, कोई पहचान रहा है, कोई पहचान है. There is that part of me. But what I would say is that you do get addicted to it. And like that's why whenever like I was in Bombay last year, that's what was such a good reality check for me that no one gives a about you.
Yeah.
In Bombay, though, no one gives a about anyone anyway. And because like I am, like I can say this, I am a little famous in Delhi. When I go in Delhi here and there, in the kind of restaurants I usually go, my friends go to, people do recognize me in those restaurants and all, in that tier one kind of a circle.
Yeah, you walked in and I think he said, hey, I've seen you on
Yeah, so
Insta.
there is that thing कि people
Yeah.
हाँ पहचानते हैं. But when I went to Bombay,
No one knows.
no one gives a who कौन हो आप? So that was such a good ego massage for me कि बेटा आप genuinely कुछ नहीं हो. And for me it was very surprising that I try to be a aware human being. So like Chetan, despite being so aware, still subconsciously it seeps into you. And when I do Bombay और जो मुझे reality check मिला, ओए होए होए, मुझे मजा आ गया life का. So you do get addicted to it, and it's like you have to go through it once to realize it. अगर मैं अभी यहाँ किसी को बोलूँ बैठ के कि कुछ नहीं रखा फेम में, तो सब कहेंगे नो वन विल अंडरस्टैंड. तो मैं तो बोलता हूँ, लाइक जिम कैरी की कोट है बहुत अच्छी, आई वॉन्ट एवरीवन टू बी रिच एंड फेमस सो दैट दे रियलाइज इट इज नॉट द आंसर. सो आई तो से एवरीवन फटाफट से हो जाओ फेमस, ताकि आपको रियलाइज हो जाए कि हाँ बहुत छोटी सी चीज है. It will not do anything to you.
It's momentary.
It's momentary.
Yeah, it's momentary.
Not gonna say I don't like it. I love it. If tomorrow I go out and people don't recognize me, I will feel sad. So I'm saying I love it, I like it, but I keep on trying to work on myself कि my life doesn't depend on it.
And it shouldn't.
It's just a small part of my consciousness right now.
Yeah, because just imagine handing over all your happiness to random people's hands, right? It's like almost like
But it
that.
feels good.
And I understand. I like you said, it does feel good. But just imagine, like, I've handed over everything,
Yeah.
my self-worth, to other people's hands. So it's so risky because they have the power to make me feel however they want me to feel.
True.
So they have the power to make you feel sad, depressed, not worth it, or very good.
Very
Either way, it can fluctuate. But that power is so important to keep with self.
Yeah, and I guess that is the one thing that happens, that once you get famous, or once you start getting validation from a lot of other people, you start getting more and more close to the people in your circle. Like the closest
Yeah.
people who are with you, you start getting more close to them, because then that is the only place where you can be yourself.
And that's the only space that they know the true you.
Yeah.
Everybody else is associating with the image of you.
Yeah.
Right? I think that makes also a huge difference. And I've seen that with a lot of creators and artists. They have a very small circle of friends and old school buddies or old childhood buddies, because they feel like they actually still know them. Everybody else knows the facade that's built over the years.
True. And that's where you find your peace.
So tell me, what has been like the most euphoric high you've ever got from content creation, and did it last?
Euphoric high in terms of creating content or
Creating content.
So for me, the one thing was that when I had started making content for like 1 year or 2 years, I was just making normal content. Until then, no baniya content I had ever made. And then I got this idea one day कि यार, there is a huge gap on Instagram. Like no one's making baniya content, and maybe I should represent it. Pop culture में बनियों को लेके आना चाहिए Instagram पे.
Just giving a background to the audience that Banya is a caste, just like how there's Gujaratis, Marwadis, Sindhis, like that Banya is a very popular or huge caste in the north.
जो बस पैसे कमाते हैं और बचाते हैं. तो तो I had this idea that I have to make this video. एंड सो वीडियो बेसिकली थी, एक फॉरेन क्रिएटर का कॉन्सेप्ट था कि वो महंगी महंगी गाड़ियों में कोई भी होता है तो उसके पास जाता है, हे व्हाट डू फॉर अ लिविंग
Correct,
नाइस
correct,
कार.
correct. I've seen that.
Yeah, so I had that concept in my mind, and I kept that idea for 6 months. Then I was going to Dubai, and I was like, मेरे को इसके लिए कोई proper convertible गाड़ी चाहिए, उसको दिल्ली में बनाने का मजा नहीं आएगा. So I went to Dubai, and I was in Abu Dhabi, Ferrari World में. तो हमने वहाँ Ferrari रेंट करके you can drive. तो हम वो ड्राइव कर रहे थे, तो मैंने उसको जो भी मेरे साथ ड्राइवर होता है, मैंने कहा भाई आप 5 मिनट दे दो बस, आप एक वीडियो बनानी है. तो आई मेड दैट वीडियो. तो उसका लड़के का मैंने वॉइस ओवर डाला कि हे नाइस कार व्हाट डू फॉर अ लिविंग, एंड ऐसे बनिया हूँ शादी में मिली थी. दैट्स इट. इट्स अ 10-second वीडियो. दैट वाज द फर्स्ट बनिया कंटेंट दैट आई अपलोडेड ऑन Instagram, एंड दैट वीडियो गॉट, आई गेस इट्स अराउंड 15 million views.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that went really viral because that was the first Baniya content that I had put out. So that was a very euphoric moment for me because I was like, I nurtured this idea for 6 months. It's a new IP, and that opened the gates for a lot of Baniya content on Instagram from me, and that I can say changed my whole content identity also, and that's what people know me for.
Correct. Correct. I did think it did change your content identity, and I
Yeah.
think it gave you a very unique platform that didn't exist.
Yeah, that didn't exist because for me it was like जो बनिया जो होते हैं, like whenever who knows about बनिया especially north, अगर आप उनके बारे में बात करो, they say only one thing, कंजूस होते हैं, और कोई एस्पेक्ट्स पे बात नहीं होती. तो मैं कहा यार मेरे को ना कंजूस वाला कंटेंट नहीं बनाना. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ साइड्स टू, लेट्स मेक देम पॉपुलर. तो आई एडेड ऑल दीज एलिमेंट्स कि बनिया अमीर भी कितने होते हैं, खर्चे भी कितने करते हैं, उनके पास गाड़ियां ये वो, एंड आई गेस दैट्स व्हाट वर्कड.
Amazing. Do numbers still excite you? Do you still feel really high looking at a huge number that's, that you used to feel at the beginning? And when it goes low, does it still give you anxiety or you're not bothered by it?
I wish I could say I'm not bothered by it, but I don't think I'm at that stage right now. But yeah, I am at that stage where at least I tell myself that it does matter, but not that your life depends on it. जो numbers पहले aspirational थे वो अब थोड़े normal हो गए. Like maybe 3 years ago, if a video did 1 million views, I was very very happy. Oh, life बन गई. अब ऐसा है कि हाँ 1 million हो गए, ठीक है, I can do better. So that is the thing. And obviously, when the views go down, you feel sad. Not sad, you feel like, oh, what is happening?
It's like anyone's business not doing well, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you don't get the same quarter as the previous quarter in a business,
Yeah.
you would feel like, why did we not do well this quarter? Like, let's say a guy has a fabric business. He says, itna fabric nahi bika.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. So you
Yeah.
feel the same now.
So, but the only thing is that what I try to do is not get too emotional about it. Not make it about my self-worth.
Yeah.
That is the problem which happens because now I'm like, I look at it in a very practical way. कि अच्छा व्यूज कम आ रहे हैं, ओके सोल्यूशन क्या, मे बी मैंने वीडियोस कम डाली है.
Like a business.
Like a business. होता क्या एज अ क्रिएटर, बिकॉज इट्स सो मच ऑफ योर सेल्फ एज एन आर्टिस्ट,
Correct.
you make it about your self-worth. So the whole thing is to keep your self-worth apart from your business.
Yeah, because it is a business.
Because Tanmay Bhatt said this in a podcast after AIB had a fall, and that line has been stuck in me. He said that Tanmay said that he realized was that Tanmay Bhatt has self-worth apart from his work also. Like even if he's not working or his work is going on, as a human being he has self-worth. So that is what I keep telling myself, that yes, ये हो रहा है, views कम आ रहे हैं, but my self-worth is detached from it.
I think that's a really good point, if people start seeing it as a business, which it is actually, but it is not been termed, as a business, is being termed as a hobby for the last few years, right? People think influencing, content creation is all a hobby. People still ask me, this is your hobby, right? You just do this for fun. So I'm just saying that if people start seeing it as a business model, and every business has good days, bad days, every business has highs and lows, every business has new ventures coming up. So I think if people start looking at it like that, then there won't be so much emotion attached to it. Like you said, because you're self in it, like even today, this podcast, I am in it. So maybe I start thinking this video or this episode didn't do well because probably I didn't speak correctly. But actually, it's a business.
Yeah, it's a business. And I also think one mantra that I've started living by is that stop taking yourself so seriously. Like I've started telling this to myself, stop taking yourself so seriously. No one gives a about how successful you are. Only you think that people will care about how successful you are,
Absolutely.
which car you drive. Your parents will be happy if you earn money, your wife will be happy, but in the end, no one gives a everyone is the main character in their
Own world.
movie.
Yeah.
They are living their life, you are living your life. So it's better to not take life seriously. It's better to not take yourself seriously and just be.
And also, I think we always really, really tend to forget the fact that we're just a speck. We are there today, we're gone tomorrow, it'll be replaced, you'll be replaced in every format possible, forgotten and replaced. And that's the truth of life. Like, really, that's the truth of life. People keep thinking this is the truth of life, what we're doing, it's so important. If today I don't reach the meeting, I don't reach the, I don't know, wedding, I don't reach the funeral, whatever you are thinking that you are not there, the world will fall apart. Nothing falls apart. Nothing.
We know we're not the center of the universe, yet we act like
Yeah.
it.
We're not the center of anything. You are just a speck like everybody else is, right? There are millions and billions of us. So,
And that's like, once you start practicing that, you realize that life is okay. Life will happen the way it has to happen.
correct.
No matter what you do, life will happen. And the only way to live it gracefully is to accept it.
Absolutely.
Once you start accepting the highs as well as the lows, you live a good life.
I don't think people have seen the side of Chetan Gol. So we are definitely showing a different side to you.
Yeah, I am like, yeah, there is a lot.
So we've spoken about highs and validations. Let's talk about lows and mental health. Tell me, what's the darkest mental health moment that you have experienced as a creator?
I don't know, like one moment was where I just remember like 2-3 years ago, I was myself not motivated enough to make content. Content chal bhi nahi raha tha. So I was like, I remember I was shooting something. I was with some friends, and I was just so frustrated. I just banged my phone on the ground. I like, नहीं बनाना content, हो गया बहुत हो गया. और फिर उसके 2 दिन बाद ही वीडियो अच्छी चल गई. Like हाँ मैं खुश हूँ. So these are the things, like there's no one particular moment because these moments keep coming to you. Some days you like
Frustrated.
content बनाऊं नहीं बनाऊं, चल रहा है नहीं चल रहा है. Many times, when people started dropping, personal comments, like the first time you felt what is online hate, I guess that was a dark moment. When first time I, got some personal comments about me, about how I look,
Yeah,
about my...
people get very personal.
Yeah, so when that happened for the first time, I guess that was wrong, because then I realized, हाँ यार बुरा तो लगता है, अगर चाहे भले ही वो रैंडम है, चाहे भले ही वो कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन पे, पर अगर कोई तुम्हें गाली दे रहा है, गाली भी नहीं दे रहा, गालियां तो चलो सुनते रहते, कोई पर्सनल कमेंट मार रहा है ना कि तू ऐसा दिखता है वो दिखता है. फर्स्ट टाइम व्हेन इट हैपेंड आई फेल्ट बैड, बट देन यू गेट ओवर इट, देन यू बिकम थिक स्किन्ड.
And I think thick skin's the only way to navigate life.
100%. In general, you can't.
Yeah, I think I've realized also over the years that I think being thick skinned is the only way to get through life, because a lot's going to happen to everyone. It's going to happen to all of us in different ways. Some people, I feel, carry the darkness of life through health. Some people carry it through finances. Some people carry it through relationships. But it comes to all of us. All these struggles will come to all of us one way or another for us to learn and grow. We never grow in happy times. We grow in dark times.
Dark times, 100%.
We only learn lessons in dark times. It's a very unfortunate truth. And this is my truth. I'm not saying it's the universal truth. This is my truth. I just feel like I have grown and learned the maximum in my darkest phases. And those dark phases really teach you. And it comes in different forms to different people. Some people go through health issues for years and they probably come out of it and learn. Some people go through financial issues for years. Some people go through relationship issues for years, and then people like, she's so well put together, but what happens to her relationships? That's probably the only phase that she hasn't learned, or that's the way she has to learn
More
life.
than that, the universe will keep giving you the lesson that you need until you learn it.
Yeah.
So you have to learn it.
Yeah,
hard
and
way.
I think they come in different formats, like I said, relationship, finance, spirituality. I don't know, they're different formats they come to you, and it's up to you to learn through them. How do you deal with hate or trolling, not just externally but internally, when it chips away, at your self-worth? I'm sure if somebody says, oh, I have read some really like crazy comments people write, like, mote tu baat kar raha hai. People write like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you fatty, you're talking about. So I play squash and I play paddleball. And I was on one of these funny accounts that they post videos of new tricks and new whatever. I'm watching a sports video. Randomly on the comments, going to comment like, great, this was a great advice about ankle. The ankle injuries people are getting nowadays when you play sports. And I saw comments about the person talking about the commenter, saying, Fatty, have you ever played in your life? And so many personal comments. And I realized, Nobody's actually watching the video for the advice he's giving. It's just, I don't know, hatred. I don't know what
Yeah.
it's called. How do you deal with that? Because people get personal for no reason.
See, the only way to deal with it is to once though you'll have to experience it to feel it. Before I experienced it myself, I knew all the theories in the world कि ओ ये online hate है doesn't matter, पर बुरा तो लगता है. एक बार बुरा लगेगा, उसके बाद मेरा सिंपल सा फंडा है बेशरम हो जाओ. लाइफ में बेशरम हो जाओ. See, you also feel so offended by a hate because it is chipping away at your self image,
Yeah,
at
exactly.
your egoistic image. I'm not saying that it's right what that person is doing, but to live a happy life, it's better to be बेशरम. Like हाँ बोल लो, क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है तुम्हारे बोलने से, मुझे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा. That's how I deal with it. I'm not saying that I don't feel bad. अब भी अगर कुछ मैं पढ़ता हूँ, पहले 100 में से 100 बुरा लगता था, 20 लगता होगा, एक बुरा लगता है, but then I also I'm like okay, like कोई फायदा नहीं. I never reply to any of those comments. Sometimes so most of the times I don't delete it also. I'm like पड़े रहने दो, क्या हो गया.
Yeah, true.
See, the whole thing is that
Because even if you're deleting means you're somewhere investing in it.
yeah, because क्या है, सब गुस्सा है. Everyone is angry in their life, right? Everyone
Not
is
everyone is angry
no,
in their
mostly
life.
mostly like what I mean is that especially the people who comment like this.
Trolling is about bitterness.
Yeah, so
So the troll, yeah.
So whenever someone is trolling, what I feel is that there's this guy. Like I'll paint a picture in front of you. There's this guy who's sitting at his house, who's maybe has a mortgage, who's worked very hard, done an MBA, done a CA, और वो जॉब कर रहा है. उसको बॉस ने आज बहुत सुना है, उसकी सैलरी सिर्फ 40,000 रुपीज है, उसके घर में उसकी कुछ विशेज है, ड्रीम्स है, उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड उसको छोड़ के तेरे पास पैसे बहुत नहीं है, आई हेट यू, घर पे पापा परेशान है, मम्मी की तबीयत खराब है, ही इज अंडर अ लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस. और वो इंस्टाग्राम खोलता है, देन ही सीज अ गाय जो वहाँ बैठ के बातें कर रहा है और उसका लाइफस्टाइल देख रहा है, वो देख रहा है वो कितना खुश है, उसके पास कितने पैसे हैं, कितनी अच्छी लाइफ है. सो दैट पर्सन इज बाउंड टू फील एंग्री. नंबर वन, ही इज
Correct.
बाउंड टू फील जेलस. और वो जो थोड़ा मैच्योर होगा वो उसको अपने आप में प्रोसेस करेगा. जो मैच्योर नहीं होगा, दे इट्स जस्ट अ रिलीज ऑफ देयर एंगर एंड जेलसी. तो समटाइम्स हाउ आई लुक एट इट इज दैट, and I try to take the higher stand that maybe this person is going through something, that's why they're spitting hate on me. Someone who's happy in their life will never do that.
Absolutely.
So they are going through something, so like what I can do is maybe give them
Yeah, I think we
presence.
only project what we are full of. So, a lot of times when I meet people, and sometimes people meet you in a very off way, right? They meet you like maybe you call it attitude, or they're reserved, or they have a lot of, I don't know, arrogance, or whatever you call it. And people tend to take it personally, but I actually don't take it personally. I'm like, whatever they're full of, that's all they have to offer. So if somebody is full of hatred, that's all they have to offer. Someone has love, that's what they will offer. It's whatever you have, you'll offer that. If, let's say, Chetan as a person is very calm, collected, very loving, very easygoing, no matter how hard you'll try, that's who you are, that's all that'll come across.
yeah.
It's who you are will come across ultimately. You can only build a fake facade for a little while.
No, you know what like I have a different take on this, and my take is that inherently as a human being everyone is sweet and everyone wants to be sweet. It's not that these people who are bitter, I'm pretty sure there's a part of them that wants to be sweet, but I feel the biggest, like this is something I feel very sad about as a human or as an Indian, is that throughout our school, throughout our college, and I think this is in the West also, बाहर भी होता है, but मैंने देखा नहीं, वो तो मुझे पता नहीं. No one taught us the art of emotional regulation.
Yeah.
Like I was wondering that day that I've been through school, I've been through college. No one taught me what are emotions. No one taught me what it means to sit with your emotions. No one taught me what it means to process your emotions. No one taught me how to bring my nervous system to a calm state. And that is why there's so much of hate, and that is why people are suffering. It's not that they're bad human beings. They just don't know how to handle their whatever they're
emotions,
feeling.
yeah.
So they're just suppressing it. So
And after projecting it.
and then projecting it. So that is one thing that I really want to do in my life. When someone asks me, is that someday in my life when I'm comfortable enough artistically, creatively, financially, something I want to do is help people, or give them at least that medium to understand, because life is very beautiful. If you learn how to process your emotions, if you learn how to sit with them, if you just know how to be with your emotions and not, we get angry for feeling angry. We feel
Yeah.
sad for feeling sad.
Also, see, Chetan, culturally, if you see, you and I are in a generation where we've understood this, right?
Yeah.
But look at our parental generation or our grandparent, they have no idea. All they've done is experience trauma and passed it on.
Yeah.
And then the next generation has accumulated trauma and then passed it on. So nobody has actually sat down. If you asked your grandma about generational trauma, she'd be like, Dimag kharab, what are you talking about?
That did happen that so my parents had to go on a vacation and my mom was sitting on a bed and like she had to pack and she was not feeling well and I could see it. And I asked her, this happened 2 years ago, and I asked her, Mummy, क्या हो रहा है? She said, घबराहट हो रही है. मैंने कहा, आपको anxiety हो रही है क्या? And her reply was, anxiety क्या होती है?
Yeah.
And it blew my mind. I felt so sad that this woman has gone through 50, 55 years of her life without even knowing what anxiety is.
Yeah, yeah.
So, like,
They just say घबराहट हो रही है.
and
And they blame it on things they've eaten.
yeah, because वो इतने naive है बेचारे, उन्हें पता ही नहीं
Yeah.
कि there's this whole thing which they're aloof to. I was reading this book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. So there's this beautiful line in that which said that we children, we are victims of victims.
It's true.
And so you can't even blame your parents. Like I see all around that, children are like, especially the Gen Z, it's become a thing now. Ki, oh, I hate you, mom. I hate you, dad. Because of you, I am like this. I agree. It's sad. If someone has had a rough childhood, I know. I agree. But you can't really, because, it's like victims of victims. They didn't know any better.
That's what I'm saying. Generational trauma, they didn't know.
Yeah, they
so
just
they
didn't know.
passed it on, and then the next generation passed it on further. Then the next generation passed it on further. Now it's up to you to break the cycle.
Yeah, it's up to us.
Instead of complaining and instead of sitting there and saying, "Oh my God, my parents didn't do a good job," you change the cycle. You break the pattern. So I think hopefully eventually our generation or the next will be able to break those cycles, break those patterns, and make it a different chain of events. Because if we keep passing it on, only gets worse. It's a rolling effect, right? It's just gathering moss and moving on and becoming bigger and bigger and
Yeah.
bigger. So tell me, is there any pressure to constantly reinvent yourself? You started making the Banya videos, you saw a lot of fame with that, you're still making them, still people love your content. But do you feel that pressure that, I need to reinvent myself, I need to do something new? Like I said, it's almost like a business, so you have to keep thinking of new plans.
Yeah, I mean, because as an artist, art is what? It's creating something new.
Yeah.
So it does come to a stage where you're like, how do I start from zero now? Because creating something new means starting from zero.
Yeah.
So there is that pressure constantly to evolve. But I also feel that rather than getting scared by it, it's better to just embrace it, because that is a part of journey. As a business also, you have to keep reinventing yourself. But many times it also happens that you can do the same choti ilaichi ka kaam for 25 years, 3 generations are doing the same thing
Yeah.
and earning money from it. So I also feel it depends on, it's a very individual choice also, I feel. कि as an artist, अगर आपको लग रहा है यार मैं ऐसी स्टेज पे हूँ कि I don't care about money, I don't care about audience की validation, I'm gonna completely change myself on what I'm doing, that's also right. But if you wanna keep doing the same thing because you're earning money, I guess that's also right.
Yeah, there are many people I know, especially international influencers or content creators, who are doing this since, 7, 8 years, and they're doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But they, thought of reinvention in what format, but they said it's working, and it's
working.
going on.
Like I am going through that struggle right now. Like it's been 5 years since I've been making content. And now I'm like, what do I do? Do I keep doing this? I know it's giving me the money and the validation, or do I try something new? So my theory for that is that, again, for me, it's a balancing act. It's not like I'll just switch off and then switch on and become a completely new person. I'll try new things and slowly marinate it with the old things.
How do you protect your mental health or your self-worth, which is tied to numbers on a screen?
By watching Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I don't know. There's so many things you have to do. Like there are I don't know. There's not one answer for it. There's so many things. Like going to the gym is taking care of your mental health.
Yeah.
Going to the park is taking care of your mental health.
Hanging with your friends.
Hanging with your friends is mental health. Concentrating on your breath is mental health. Watching things that make your inner child happy is taking care of your mental health. Mental health is not one thing. People think that we take therapy for 1 hour a week and that's enough. No, you have to do small things every day. It's a very practical solution to your mental health.
Correct.
The problem is we try to solve a problem of thought with a thought. You can't do that. you have to solve the problem of thought with other things.
Yeah.
And the one thing is that move your body.
And there are many aspects to it. There are
Yeah,
many aspects.
many
to it. You have to
aspects to it.
sleep well, eat well, breathe well,
100%.
think well. I think thinking well is such an important factor. People really don't stop to consider. You know, there are a lot of people I meet from different walks of life, and they live a good lifestyle. They're very conscious of what they eat. They work out well enough, but I don't think they think well, and they
Yeah.
still look miserable. And even though they might be like the right weight, height, whatever, and they still look unhappy. And in my head, I'm like, are you thinking well? You might be going to the top Pilates class, you have a top nutritionist, and
Yeah.
you might be doing all the things right. But if you're not thinking well, that thought is food for the body as well.
You know what I feel like, because I've been through this journey. I've read, I know there was a time when I read, I guess, all the self-help books in the world. I watched all the podcasts. I did all of that. And what I realized was that all of this is just me running away from myself. For the past, I guess, 1 or 2 years, I haven't read a single self-help book. I watch podcasts sometimes also. But I think the only key to being happy is to sit with yourself. You have to face your pain.
Yeah.
Whatever pain you're suppressing, you can, again, as you mentioned, you can do all the Pilates, all the smoothies. You can wake up at 5 a.m. You can do cold plunges. You can do every damn thing in the world. But if there's one thing that is truly going to change your life, is to sit with your pain
Yeah.
and process that pain, face your pain. Because जब वो निकलेगा ना अंदर से, then you'll start realizing life is not to be taken seriously.
And that's the real cleanse.
yeah.
That's the real
And I
cleanse.
guess, like आजकल क्या है, spirituality और meditation ऐसे words है जो बहुत ज़्यादा abuse हो गए हैं.
बहुत.
And so I don't like using those words because मेरे को भी ऐसा लगता है that it makes an false image of me in my head. So I don't use those words. But I just say, what I just want to say is that in today's time, you need to have some grounding practice. Either though you are someone who doesn't need that practice. कि you're anyways wired to take life lightly. I know people who don't meditate, but उनका by nature ही ऐसा है, maybe they've had a very good childhood, कि वो
Yeah.
life को lightly ही लेते हैं.
They're so calm already.
They're calm already and they're in the present moment. It's okay. But if you're not that, then you have to put in some efforts, sit with yourself. And there are so many good organizations in India. You know, बाहर के लोग यहाँ आके हमारा सब कुछ सीख रहे हैं और प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं.
Absolutely. और फिर वहाँ पे सेंटर्स खोल रहे हैं.
यहाँ पे इतनी सारी meditation organizations. I would say don't go on YouTube and search something because you'll not be able to do it. Go to these organizations. You've got Isha Foundation, Art of Living, so many. Go join something, practice it. It'll change your life.
Does recognition ever feel empty to you? And have you ever secretly wished to like disappear from the social media life and just live quietly?
जिस दिन रील नहीं चल रही होती उस दिन लगता है कि डिसअपियर हो जाओ. जिस दिन चल रही होती है उस दिन लगता है हाँ मेरे स्टैचू बना दो, मैं तो खुश हूँ. तो ये चलता रहता है. ये मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता कि यार हमेशा के लिए चले जाओ. वो तब होगा जब 100 करोड़ आ जाएंगे बैंक अकाउंट में, फिर जाऊंगा. पर तब तक तो पता है कि मेहनत करनी है. तो वो एक ही दिन आता है. फिर वो जब रील पे कोई कमेंट आता है वो सब फनी लगता है. हाँ ठीक है, सही चल रहा है, आगे बढ़ो. यही होता है.
That is the best बनिया way to put it ना. 100 करोड़ आ
मतलब-
जाएंगे बता बंद कर दूंगा.
At the end of the day, it's all money. See, करना तो है ही ना, पैसे तो कमाने ही हैं. तो वो तो फिर पापा पूछेंगे फिर कि बेटा क्या हो रहा है, तो उनको भी जवाब देना है.
When does creating feel like love? When does it feel like labor?
It feels love when I'm doing it from a space of excitement, but it feels labor when I'm doing it from a space of desperation. कि यार हाय करना, एंजाइटी हो रही है, कंटेंट नहीं डाला, बहुत दिन हो गए. Then it feels like labor. But when I'm doing it out of love, कि हाँ I just want to create something and share it with the audience, then it feels like love.
So when you went on holiday, like you mentioned, and you created some great content, which I watched in the break
Yeah,
today,
yeah.
did that feel like love or labor?
It actually started feeling like labor because again I was like 5 दिन हो गए हैं, 1.5-2 लाख रुपए खर्च ऑलरेडी हो गए हैं, काम मैं कर नहीं रहा हूँ कुछ. यहाँ पे पापा का भी मैसेज आ रहा है और बेटा कितनी करेंसी बची है. तो मैं कहा काम कुछ तो वीडियो बनानी पड़ेगी. सो आई वाज एक्चुअली एंग्शियस फॉर अ डे एंड वाज नॉट एबल टू एंजॉय. आई वाज लाइक यार एक रील बनाने में को होता है, एक रील अच्छी बना दूंगा ना मैं, मेरा मूड स्विच हो जाएगा. एंड देन फाइनली आई गॉट दिस आइडिया एंड द फनीएस्ट कमेंट वाज ऑन माय रील, जो मैंने पहली रील डाली, कि भैया स्पेन से बैठ के भी गुड़गांव का मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं. सो देन आई वाज हैप्पी. देन आई वाज लाइक नाउ इट फील्स लाइक लव.
Amazing. Do you think influencers can truly ever log off, or do you think it's a 24/7 job disguised as freedom?
Oh, that's You can log off, I feel, if you just keep your phone in a separate room and you sit with your family and you've done your bit for the day, then you can log off. Otherwise, you can't. You really can't. Like before the trip, I was in a phase where after 9-10 p.m., like I have a separate phone for Instagram. I used to keep that phone away so that I don't see all of that. And just, it's like, because constantly you feel like मैं अपनी दुकान जेब में लेके घूम रहा हूँ.
That's what I said. It's like a business,
Yeah, you
right?
like 24/7, you're carrying your board meeting in your pocket and it's your boss yapping here, your employee yapping. You can't be happy in that. So you have to just keep the phone away for a little. Like there's this beautiful TED talk. There's this book called Grit. I don't remember the author's name, Angela Duckworth or something. She gave a TED talk abhi recently. You can just search it on mobile phones. You know what she mentioned? Like we're sitting here talking. If a mobile phone is just placed on this table, it'll do something to us. It'll take away our bandwidth.
Yeah.
So she just said that keep that phone away from your conscious awareness also. Not my audience. आप तो देखते रहो मेरी reels. मेरे को exit करने दो ये matrix. आप तो देखते रहो.
No, but also like, what I find really beautiful, I thought about that. People think is job में कितना freedom है, right? आप 9 to 5, you're not chained to a desk. इतने कितना freedom है, you can do what you want. How many ever days you want to work. You get paid as you want. You do a big collab. 1 month can be massive. Then 2 months you have a quiet 2 months because you've decided. So लोगों को लगता है freedom.
Yeah.
But actually, there's no freedom because you are tied to a screen and numbers 24/7 through the year.
Content creation is a 9 to 5 job you do 24/7. That is what it is. Because, and for me that has been very surprising because when I started, मेरा aim क्यों था? क्यों मैंने आज तक कभी, I'm a BCom graduate and I was bound to become a lawyer. But the reason I didn't do all of this was because I wanted freedom. And now I've realized, am I really free or is it a myth? But what you said is right, that so you have to switch off. You have to find your way of dealing with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because otherwise, there's no freedom in this.
Yeah, you only switch off when your phone's dead.
With millions watching, do you feel a responsibility for the kind of energy you put out? Or do you think it's unfair to expect so much out of influencers to say, they're role models? Because in the end, they're just there for entertainment.
मैं तो नहीं बनना चाहता रोल मॉडल किसी का. ना मैं चाहता हूँ मुझे रोल मॉडल बनाओ. क्योंकि that's too much of pressure. So see, I get comments and DMs from people, speak about this issue. Why are you not talking about it? मैं क्यों करूँ बात? मैं प्रधानमंत्री मोदी हूँ? नहीं हूँ ना मैं. मेरे ओपिनियन का क्या वैल्यू है? कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. मुझे नहीं करनी बात. And this is something that Naval said in that podcast with Chris. He said that as human beings, our brains are not wired to take so much of information. मैं पीतमपुरा के घर में बैठा हूँ and वर्ल्ड के किसी बहुत 5000 किलोमीटर दूर किसी कोने में कुछ हो रहा है. My brain is not wired to feel sad about it. You have to understand that thing. And this is a very hot take. I know people will, get very on that कि यार नहीं आप बोलो. I have taken a stand. मेरे को नहीं बोलना. मैं खुश हूँ ना बोल के. आप सोच लो मैं I don't have a spine. हाँ, I don't have a spine. मैं लकड़ी लेके चलता हूँ. मेरे पास नहीं है कोई opinion. Because it takes a toll on your health,
Also, not only that, like everyone has their own periphery that they move in.
Yeah.
For example, there are people who in the fashion world. I used to work in the fashion world. I was really clueless what's happening in the oil or fuel, let's say, the world.
Yes,
I had no
exactly.
idea. So I would read on the news only that much idea, but I didn't know in depth. So if you're in the entertainment industry, how are you expected to know and comment on politics? You shouldn't. And that shouldn't be your responsibility.
Yeah, my thing is, I know about it.
That's what I'm saying, for your knowledge.
Yeah, but I don't take it as a responsibility to comment upon it. The only energy that I take responsibility for is that when I'm out in public and people are coming to meet me, I give them the best side. कि अगर मेरा मूड ऑफ भी है बट मुझे पता है कोई मेरे पास फोटो खिंचवाने आया है तो मैं नहीं खिंचवा रहा. No, I want to be sweet to them and give them the photo even though I might be in a bad mood. That is one thing, the only responsibility I take for. Apart from that, I don't want to take any responsibility. मुझे तो रोल मॉडल मत ही बनाओ. मेरे माँ बाप नहीं मेरे को सही रोल मॉडल समझते. आप क्यों बना रहे हो? मुझे नहीं बनना.
If tomorrow Instagram shuts down, who would Chetan Goyal be?
Who would Chetan Goyal be if Instagram shuts down? I don't know. That's a tough question. I guess I might be a घर जमाई. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I would love that. Just to sit, chill and eat.
Even that will get boring and unsatisfying. Just letting you know.
फिर डिवोर्स ले लूंगा दूसरे का बच्चा.
Okay, I think we're ending this on a very funny note. Do you believe true creativity can survive in a world of algorithms and constant comparison?
It can, 100% it can, as long as you don't get too much. See, creativity is your wife, and algorithm is your affair. Now you need to know what's more valuable to you. And Instagram is a situation.
I don't think we have all three going in our lives. Not all of us. Maybe one or two people.
So I
I
guess-
don't know that many that have all three of these things going on.
So I guess you have to know how to manage it.
Maybe your crowd understood what you're saying. I'm failing to understand. here.
Gen Z will get it.
Yeah. So I have a closing question that I ask all my guests, and I would like to ask you, and be true and honest as much as possible. If you were to introduce yourself to me without mentioning your occupation, your hobbies, your ethnicity, your personality, your nationality, where you come from, all these superficial markers, that we use in our day-to-day life to describe ourselves, how would you describe yourself to me?
I'm just a soul trying to make sense of the world, ultimately knowing nothing matters, but slowly getting there.
Wow, that's so beautiful. I don't think anyone would think that Chetan would have that kind of depth.
Yeah.
Amazing. I would say that's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chetan. It's been an absolute pleasure having
Same
you
here.
today. What a fun conversation. Didn't know where time went.
Yeah.
And I hope you had fun having it.
A lot of fun. Good to not do humor and talk depth. Hi guys, I'm Chetan Goyal, an actor and a creator. You've hopefully seen the fun side of me on Instagram, but there's another side that not many people know about, which loves deep conversations about life, about mental health. So go please watch and subscribe on The Human Thread, where you're going to see that side and you're going to pull a lot of threads that connect people. Thank you.